This is Gabriel Gonzalez for Cage Side Press, and I'm here with the PFL featherweight who is stepping in to take on Kayla Harrison, Aspen Ladd, and her good friend, her BFF over there. Aspen, look, obviously a lot of stuff has developed over the past few days. Just talk to me how you're doing with everything right now.
Very excited. Been on basically on edge since last Friday because we got the call late on Friday night and it got confirmed. Well, whenever the news broke, I think like a day and a half ago.
And then, yeah, I did want to ask about that. So you heard about it on Friday. Look, the internet is a little confused over there on MMA Twitter. What were you told, if anything, about what did happen with Julia?
We weren't told anything. Just that her manager, I think her manager and her husband are the same person, but I could be wrong. I'm not sure. Just that according to him, communicating with PFL that they're 50-50, that they're pulling out of the fight. And that's when they contacted us on Friday night. So that's all we were told. I just assumed injury, like you usually do. Is like, oh, something happened, she got hurt.
Gotcha. And then there was another little point that people were wondering about because our original press release said that you were training to be a backup. They announced that Amber Leibrock was the backup for the championship. So were you also a backup for that? Were you a backup for this fight already? Can you shed some light on that if you can?
Yeah, so it was actually till the end of October. They basically told me to stay ready for this particular fight in case something was to happen. And then after that, I actually had leeway to go take a different kind of martial arts fight, like boxing or combat jiu-jitsu. So after a certain period, and we're outside that period, as long as PFL approved, they'd let me do that, and as long as I was ready for the next season. So that's kind of what it was. So yes, I was a backup for this fight, but that ended a while ago.
And then, so is that why this is at a 150 catchweight? Just out of curiosity.
Yeah, so when they called on Friday, PFL offered it at that immediately, and I'm not one to look a gift horse in the mouth. We were preparing to make 145 on that date just in case, but if you don't have to, why not?
No, of course, I
But yeah, no,
definitely.
it's not something we asked for, but it's a gift that was just it was given. So yeah.
Absolutely, totally get that. So look, there's obviously a few other questions outside of how it all went down. Going into the championships, your season was, technically over. Just obviously you got a win in your last fight. Points fell the way they fell. Just how did you feel about your first PFL season overall before the call?
I definitely have to pay, like getting used to the point system is a thing, and trying to max that out every single fight is something going into next season is gonna be the first priority. But I loved being that active, like, and you never have to question when the next thing is. Like, you get to stay ready, and you're not waiting at the phones like, gosh, I hope I get a fight in this certain time period. It's like, no, you get to stay active. So that was my favorite part of it.
And then talking about just with the weight and everything, there was obviously a lot of talk being able to be an active featherweight and everything else.
Yeah.
Did it give you everything you wanted for your career? Healthier, happier, just a better performing Aspen, in your opinion?
Yeah, no, it's been less than a year and I've made 45 four times, and I'm healthy. I'm healthy and able to do it again. Like, it's like not having to recover from horrendous weight cuts every time is huge on both just being able to fight more often and enjoying life more.
Gotcha. Well, look, obviously great to hear. I think we've seen it in the cage. Some questions about your opponent, Kayla Harrison. Look, she's coming off her first loss. It's going to be roughly a year layoff since we last saw her in the cage. How do you expect all of that, if at all, to play into how she performs compared to what we saw from her previously?
Um, I would expect her to come out with more urgency, honestly. You're trying to get that back. You're trying to erase like the or get rid of the bad taste in your mouth kind of thing. So I would have expect her to come out wanting to do that, wanting to right her last wrong, basically. I could be wrong, like that could just be me, but yeah, that's what I would expect to be a little different with her.
And then can I get your thoughts on the final? Obviously, we have Pacheco and Moknatkina taking on, for the final. Who do you think wins that one?
Pacheco.
Easy?
I think so, yeah.
I was gonna say no. A lot of people feel that confident as well. And then my other final question, you've obviously had some big fights, been in main events, UFC main events, been in the season. Does the Kayla fight feel particularly big? Some people would say this is the 1B in the women's featherweight division over at PFL.
Yeah, no, she's been the golden girl and the queen of this promotion forever, so it's a big fight. It's different because the way it works here with like the belts and the tournament, but she's still the face of it, and she's very accomplished, great record. So yeah, it's a big fight.
And then before I let you go, sorry, one last one. People talking about the potential, the Bellator female featherweights coming over potentially next year. Just how do you feel about that if that does come to pass?
I think it's nothing but a positive thing. It's just more talent for the division in general. They're the other ones that have fostered the 45 division, and I think it's only good.
Well, we look forward to seeing that competition when it happens next year with you. Aspen, I appreciate all the time. I know you got a busy afternoon, but we're looking forward to it. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, Aspen Ladd stepping in to take on Kayla Harrison on November 24th, the PFL World Championships event. You guys are not going to want to miss it.